Morning and welcome to Channel 2 News. I'm Shannon Brandhoover and today is May 13th, 1931 and we are live with a story about the upcoming 1936 Summer Olympics. Today, 43 committee members voted to hold the Summer Olympics in Berlin rather than Barcelona. Politics had kept Germany from competing in hosting the games in the 1928 Summer Olympics in Amsterdam. This choice is a sign that Germany is once more included in the world community. We have news from Germany on Hitler's new actions and attempts to segregate Jews and others. Create a racial superiority of Aryans. We have received word he has created Nazi stormtrooper physical attacks and has created Nazi-oriented boycotts on Jewish businesses. They have dismissed in other service positions. He has barred Jews from parks, movie theaters, and other recreational places. These are even burning books written by Jewish authors and creating a limit on the number of Jews that could attend school. Laws have even been created to keep Jews from having relations with non-Jews and people of German blood. And Aryans-only policy has been put into effect in all German athletic organizations to keep Jews and other inferiors from competing. This excludes Jewish war veterans and their descendants. Many of Germany's top athletes that are Jewish or anything other than German have left the country and moved to other places like Britain or to the United States. There are some Jewish sports clubs, but they are no match for the well-funded new German sports group clubs. The American Jewish Congress and Jewish Labor Committee, both voices for American Jews, stage mass rallies in protest of Nazi persecution. After being informed of Nazi persecution against Jews, many American Jewish athletes withdrew from Olympic trials. We are closer to the Berlin Olympics every day, and there is still debate as to what the United States want to do. The president of the American Olympic Committee had even went to Germany to see how Jewish athletes were being treated, and after a brief tour that was controlled by German Karl Ritter von Halt of the IOC, he proclaimed that athletes were being treated fairly and the games will go on. Many American Jewish athletes have withdrawn from the Olympic trials to protest the unfair treatment Jews are suffering in Germany. There have been many boycotts about the Olympic Games so far. With Germany under new leadership of Hitler, he has separated the largest minority group, Jews, and people known as non-Aryans, like gypsies and blacks, and segregated them. Laws like the Nuremberg Laws were even put into place to keep Jews from having relations with a person of German blood. The propaganda targeted Jews and blamed them for all of Germany's problems. Last month, Hitler proposed a law that all 400,000 people who suffered a physical and mental illness, mostly Aryans, and some gypsies, to undergo sterilization to take out the bad genes for future Aryan populations. The president of the AAU, Amateur Athletic Union, has opposed U.S. participation and organized a boycott. Many Americans have joined the boycott and also most Olympians. There has also been much criticism from the African Americans proclaiming that we should be criticizing Germany. I said should, and it's criticizing Germany for trying to segregate Jews when we have Jim Crow laws in place and we aren't addressing the problem of discrimination here in our own country. 19 blacks are competing in events at the Games and even expecting to win medals. These Olympic Games are providing them with the opportunity to show that they are no longer inferior and laws should be lifted on blacks. It's getting closer to the Olympics every day. Nazi Germany has been preparing for the Games and changing their everyday lives to prepare for the Games and win. Hitler claims he wants all children involved in sports to purify and prepare the youth for war. Children have 2 to 3 hours of physical education a week, and the work they put into it is more important than any other academic subjects. Youth groups have even been created to bring children into one national community. With a new $8 million arena built especially for the Olympics, the Games are ready to go on. For the opening ceremony, 110,000 filled the stadium. The new Olympic torchbearer has arrived and started a new ritual. The teams are coming out and Hitler said few words. For the nightly news, we have the results from the Olympics. In the men's track and field events, 8 African Americans out of the 12 Americans won medals in events. The African Americans have received 14 gold, bronze, and silver medals in individual and team events. This put in a huge blow on the Nazi myths of Aryan supremacy. Chase Owens, who took home 4 gold medals, was the hero of the Olympics. John Woodruff from Pittsburgh, who won 800-meter run. Hitler, the leader of Germany, had refused to shake hands with any African-American winners because of his non-Aryan state of mind. There has also been much Nazi censorship of the press, keeping reporters from expressing their minds. Many Jews were not included in the games despite their incredible talent. Some were included to try to satisfy the critics, but many suffered discrimination and chose not to compete because of the pressure of the boycotts. The games were carefully controlled by Germans and were under tight censorship. They made sure newspapers were nothing but good news and welcoming of others. They also made sure to hide the mistreatment of Jews and others. It was carefully put into place so Nazi propaganda would be shown everywhere. Hitler took his chance at showing the new Germany off and how well it was coming along. So far, the Olympics have been tightly controlled by Germans to go as planned. That's all for tonight. Thank you for tuning. Returning home, the Olympics has been a chore for some Olympians. Many Olympians return home with many proud of their accomplishments and Hollywood calling. Returning home, the Olympics has been a chore for some Olympians. Many Olympians return home with many proud of their accomplishments and Hollywood calling. Owens was treated opposite. He still faced discrimination even with winning 4 medals, and some say he's a disgrace. Germany won with the most medals and has succeeded in creating such a propaganda that the world thinks they are becoming a world power again. The crowds at the Olympics were even saluting Hitler. Jesse, you've had a huge success at the Games. How do you think your life has changed now that you're a gold medal winner?
I think it's changed in some ways, but most aspects of my life have stayed the same. People who know who I am and what I did for America praise me, but there's always the...
Jesse, you've had a huge success at the Games. How do you think your life has changed now that you're a gold medal winner?
I think it's changed in some ways, but most aspects of my life have stayed the same. People who know who I am and what I did for America praise me, but there's always the arrogant people who feel I don't deserve anything I received, and it's hard.
The people who trained you, what do you want to say to all your trainers?
I just want to say thanks. Them with everything in me. You always told me to never give up and train hard, and I did, and now I'm here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
In 1933, you received many scholarships from universities, and you chose Ohio. Why?
I heard the coaching staff was great there, and that's what I needed.
The Olympics were filled with hate, Nazis were pressing propaganda, and many whites were mad at blacks, especially one that can win medals, competed. How do you feel towards that?
I feel that I deserve the medals I received. I put in a lot of hard work, and if people don't like me winning, they should try harder themselves to win.
You're considered the hero of the Olympics. How do you feel about the name you were given to you alongside the fast fastest human being in the world?
Well, I think it's not the fastest, and I only won 4 gold medals. It took a lot of training and hard work.